Good afternoon and welcome to the 2021 commencement ceremony of Chicago-Kent College of Law at Illinois Institute of Technology. I am Dean Anita Krug and I am pleased to welcome our 2021 graduating class and their families and friends to recognize this great milestone. We celebrate your graduation as a community and know that without family and friends, this milestone would not have been possible. I am thrilled to be the first to say it. Congratulations to our class of 2021. Commencement is a moment to reflect on what you have accomplished and hope to accomplish in the future. It is a rite of passage steeped in history and witnessed by those you love and by the faculty who have seen you grow into the role of attorney and advocate. I know that when you began law school, you were looking forward to celebrating your hard work and accomplishments over the past few years with your family and friends in person. And while this virtual ceremony does not allow for the same sense of celebration or carry the same emotional weight as a traditional in-person ceremony, I very much hope that it is a meaningful and memorable commemoration for you and your loved ones. Joining us today are Illinois Tech President Alan Cram and many alumni and friends of Chicago-Kent. And of course, also with us are my amazing and inspiring faculty colleagues. I am so thankful for their expertise and commitment. I would also like to express our thanks to our retiring faculty members, Professor Steve Harris, who is a national expert in commercial and bankruptcy law and a leader of law reform efforts, including as reporter for the Uniform Commercial Code Drafting Committee, and Professor Martin Mallon, who is a nationally known scholar in labor and employment law and founder and director of one of the top, if not the top, labor and employment law programs in the country. Together, Professors Harris and Mallon served the school for decades with outstanding teaching, scholarship, and service to the school and the university. We will miss them tremendously. Finally, we also honor today the memory of Danny Courier and Nick Johnson, two members of the class of 2021 who passed away too soon. I know that they are in the thoughts and hearts of many of you today. I had the opportunity to meet with the Courier and Johnson families a few weeks ago to present them with honorary degrees and to commemorate Danny and Nick as members of this year's graduating class. I would like to take some time now to honor the memory of Danny Courier, a member of the Chicago-Kent class of 2021 who tragically is no longer with us. I am joined on stage by Chris and Cheryl Courier, Danny's parents. Danny is remembered by classmates as smart, funny, compassionate, and giving, constantly looking for ways to help others. Danny once wrote that coming to law school was a form of service to my community and my country. Among Danny's many accomplishments was earning a master's degree in English literature, although Danny's favorite book was the French classic Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. I believe there is no better tribute to Danny than to read this passage from the book, which was included in the program for Danny's memorial services here at the law school. To love or have loved, that is enough. Ask nothing further. There is no other pearl to be found in the dark folds of life. I would now like to present Chris and Cheryl with this honorary diploma enshrining Danny's place in the class of 2021 and invite you to say a few words in Danny's memory.
Congratulations to those who graduated, and thank you very much for this.
Thank you for honoring him. It means a lot to us.
Thank you for helping us honor Danny's memory.
Thank you.
I am joined on stage by Charles Johnson and Cynthia Johnson and a number of other family members who are here to join us in remembering Nick Johnson, a member of the Chicago-Kent class of 2021 who left us during his first year. Although he was a member of the Chicago-Kent community only briefly, he made a powerful impression on classmates who spoke of Nick's warmth, his intelligence, and his generosity. The range of Nick's life experiences before coming to Kent were impressive, even a bit daunting. To list just a few examples, Nick earned a degree in global economics from DePaul, tutored and taught middle school students in India, taught English as a second language and sports and gymnastics in Germany and the US, and led a team of students in traveling to Cambodia and Thailand to help create business plans for Khmer and Thai artisans. He spoke a number of languages, and I'm told that he spoke to his dog in German to keep his language skills sharp. Charles, I would like to present you with this honorary diploma marking Nick's continuing membership in the Chicago-Kent class of 2021, and invite you to say a few words in memory of Nick.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody on behalf of the family. Nick's journey was extensive, and he was looking forward to this day that he could be part of this graduating class. At Kent, he spoke highly of everybody, all of his friends and students, and those here with him. And even in his passing, his journey continues. And we'd like to thank the school for this honorary degree on Nick's behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. As many of you know, Nick was open about his struggles with mental health issues. Several of Nick's classmates, along with the BALSA and the SBA, have joined in inaugurating an annual writing prize in Nick's honor to bring attention to issues of mental health on campus and to propose ways of addressing this ever-growing problem. I would like to ask Nick's classmate, Alexandra Rogers, to say a few words about the writing prize.
Hi everyone, I'm Alexandra Rogers, and I created the Nicholas Johnson writing competition. Nicholas Johnson was a beautiful spirit, and he left this world much too soon. His passing had floored all of us, and the past couple of years, we have walked in the Out of Darkness walk in his memory. We all know how taxing law school can be mentally and physically. And we all know that our mental health might not always be our first priority. And sometimes we feel as though we're not supported. I created this writing competition in Nick's honor because I wanted Chicago-Kent students to be able to tackle these mental health issues on Chicago-Kent's campus. The Nicholas Johnson writing competition is completely donation-based, and we have surpassed our goal of $1,000. At the conclusion of the competition, the winning Chicago-Kent student will win $500 for themselves, and the other $500 will go to the implementation of their proposal. They will work with this proposal with the Black Law Students Association and the Student Bar Association. I'm very proud of this writing competition and what it will do for Chicago-Kent students, and I hope Nick and his family are too. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex, for your role in creating an enduring legacy in Nick's memory. So, what a year. Despite the challenges of the pandemic, you worked hard, and from what I could tell, you got the very most you could out of your classes and other programs and involvements, whether here at the law school or at your externships and internships. As a result, you are well positioned to parlay your skills into professional success in a constantly changing world. And I wish you well in your careers, whether in the law or elsewhere. And I encourage you to use the skills you have learned ambitiously, but with integrity and civility. More than that, though, I ask you to please stay connected. And I mean that in several senses. First, I want you to stay connected to who you are and what brought you to law school, the passion for justice and making a difference in the world. I also want to ask you to remember to stay connected to one another. You have been an amazing class. You will be surprised how many times you'll be so glad to be a part of this community, to be able to turn to one of your classmates for advice or a referral or for something else. And last, I want to ask you to please stay connected with us, your law school. We aim to be your law school for life, to be there for you through thick and thin, to help you make the connections you need. So please, graduates, stay connected with your sense of justice and action, with each other, and with us. Now I am pleased to introduce our first speaker, who represents the JD class of 2021 as this year's valedictorian, Alex Matthews. Alex graduated with honors from Purdue University with a BS in mechanical engineering. He will graduate with his JD and a certificate in intellectual property. During his time at Chicago-Kent, he externed for a judge at the Circuit Court of Cook County and participated in various student organizations, including the Intellectual Property Law Society and the Chicago-Kent Law Review, where his student note was chosen for publication. He has also participated in the Giles Sutherland Rich Memorial Moot Court competition, where he and his partner won the Midwest Regional competition. Alex has worked during his summers and free time during the school year at different law firms practicing patent litigation and licensing. He looks forward to his move to Kansas City to begin practicing patent litigation full-time. I now turn it over to Alex.
Thank you, Dean Krug, and congratulations to all. We've been through quite a bit these past few years. I'm honored to have the opportunity to address all of you today, though, like many of you, I wish we could be celebrating together in person. I really enjoyed my 1.5 years in law school. The following 18 months in solitary confinement, less so, but we still got through it. Then again, COVID has had its benefits. For example, I can give this speech in shorts, and I can deliver it perfectly in the first try, and none of you can prove otherwise. In all sincerity, I hope that you and your families are doing well and getting through this tough time. To those of you who have been personally, deeply affected by this pandemic, the whole community's thoughts and prayers are with you. I watched a few speeches from prior years preparing for this, and a couple of points stood out to me which I'd like to share with you. First, you are stronger and more resilient than you may realize. Yes, COVID has been difficult. It has not been easy living under lockdown. But we've made it through. You've adapted and kept your eyes on your goals. You've pushed through this time of uncertainty and still managed to accomplish something great, something meaningful. Your life and career will have tough times, but you can rest easy knowing what you've been through and knowing that things always get better if you're just willing to look for a little bit of light. The second point I'd like to share is the message that we have tasked ourselves with a special responsibility as lawyers to serve our clients and their interests. And that comes with ancillary responsibilities. For example, being civil, professional, understanding, respectful to others. These are all skills we learned in class, especially back when we were still physically sitting next to each other. But these skills are also more important than ever in the other areas of our lives. In a time where every aspect of life is increasingly divided, and we spend more time than ever hidden behind computer screens, we would all do well to remember those lessons we learned as classmates together. In law school, you're forced to sit across from people you fundamentally disagree with. It's par for the course. At some point, you've all been called upon in a class or club meeting to give your opinion on a particular topic. Whether it's debating the ethical merits of the death penalty in your first-year criminal law class, or any number of controversial Supreme Court decisions in your constitutional law class, or some other hot-button issue in one of your other classes, you've made it through. You've been able to discuss and debate these difficult issues with people of opposing viewpoints, emerging from the other side still colleagues who, though may disagree, continue to respect each other as individuals. And in today's world, that is a virtue worth celebrating. So while we may lament the experiences lost in COVID, know that what we did experience was meaningful and worthwhile. Be thankful for those times that we did have and those memories that we did make. Know that brighter times are ahead. Good luck to all of you in your future careers. I hope our paths cross many times in the future. I've come to consider you all as friends and family. And congratulations, you've all earned the spot you're sitting in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex, for those inspiring words. I'm now pleased to introduce our LLM class speaker, Pejman Eshtahardi. Born and raised in Iran, Pejman received his Bachelor of Law from Tehran University and LLM in International Law from Shahid Beheshti University. He did several years of doctorate-level research at the Leiden Law School in the Netherlands, practiced as a cross-border lawyer in Iran, and taught legal English in the country of Georgia before starting at Chicago-Kent in 2019, where he is an LLM candidate in financial services law. He will soon take the New York bar exam and hopes to practice in the financial services upon graduation. Someday he hopes to master the santur, a traditional Persian musical instrument that he has played since childhood. Pejman, we welcome your remarks.
Who knew we would be here today, having achieved a dream in such a hard year, yet here we are. It's an honor and blessing to represent and speak on behalf of my peers in Chicago-Kent's LLM program, but it is also a liability. It's a blessing because I'm able to represent great men and women who have accomplished something magnificent. It's a liability because how is it possible to be the voice of so many legal professionals coming from so many different cultures and countries? Once in a class, while the sun was setting for our Indian and Chinese classmates, we here in the US were listening to the birds singing their morning songs, and our classmates in Europe were in the middle of their day. And I thought to myself, Chicago-Kent's LLM program is as great as the British Empire, upon which the sun never set. I can testify, even under oath, that our professors defied the rules of nature. They defeated time, space, and above all, the boredom. The boredom comes from repetition. When you repeat yourself year after year and class after class, words lose their magic. And that is where boredom kicks in. Good teachers cure this with the energy they bring to the class and their challenging interaction with the young, fresh, and curious minds in the class, and of course, their physical presence. But teaching through Zoom and being at the whim of the off-again, on-again cameras of students, the energy and physical interaction can be lacking. Yet our professors did a wonderful job. I don't know the nature of their alchemy, but every word, every thought, and every idea that came out of their mouth was uttered as if it was the first time they had said it. I call it love of teaching in the time of the COVID. We learned a lot. We learned that we have to understand with precision every word in a statute. We learned that every word, every comma matters in a contract. We learned not to pretend we know something when we don't, as this is the first crucial step toward acquiring knowledge. We learn that grasping nuanced meaning, legal reasoning, and the underlying rationale behind legal rules is much more important than the ability to use legal jargon. I would like to thank the staff and technical support team for being there when we needed them, and my deep appreciation goes to Dean Kroc and Dean Harris, since without their support, our great achievements of this past year would not be possible. Lastly, I thank my comrade, my wife, my life partner, who has done everything for me to keep my dreams alive. If during classes we were partners in crime by not turning on our webcams, from now on we are partners in hope and in constant effort to become better and better legal professionals every day of our professional life. With invaluable experience and the rich knowledge we have acquired at Chicago-Kent, we have already begun to shape bright futures for ourselves and can go beyond that to meet the possibilities for each of us to make substantial and positive impacts in our countries, on our legal systems, and perhaps on the world. For the COVID-hardened Chicago-Kent graduating class of 2021, the possibilities are infinite. Thank you.
Thank you to our student speakers. What wonderful comments. As is our tradition, I would like to recognize a few members of the graduating class recognized by their peers for their extraordinary contributions. The Bar and Gavel Awards honor those who have provided outstanding service to the college, the community, and the legal profession. Ruben Bautista, Natasha Crespo, Nasheen Ghaznabi, Stephanie Hikiyana, Daniel Kafori, Val Letko, Roberto Martinez, Bora Drejoni, Tyler Sprague, Jeffrey Stye, Sophia Valdivia, and Sebastian Wright. Congratulations to each of you on your achievements. And now I am privileged to introduce our commencement speaker for today's ceremony, Illinois Attorney General and a member of Chicago-Kent's class of 1993, Kwame Y. Raoul. Sworn in as Attorney General in January 2019, Attorney General Raoul has since defended those impacted by violent crimes, championed workers' rights, and protected consumers from scams throughout the COVID-19 global pandemic. In addition, he has engaged in numerous partnerships with outside agencies and attorneys general in other states on such issues as defending access to quality health care, protecting natural resources, and fighting for fair immigration policies. He also successfully pushed state legislators to formulate a worker protection unit in his office, which has responded to thousands of Illinois workplace safety complaints throughout the pandemic. Before being elected as Attorney General, beginning in 2004, Raoul served as a state senator representing the 13th Legislative District, filling the vacancy of then U.S. Senator Barack Obama. He sponsored and often spearheaded many significant legislative efforts, including one abolishing the death penalty and another requiring mandatory background checks on private gun transfers. He has also tackled law enforcement and criminal justice reform and worked to enact some of the strongest voting rights protections in the country. Born in Chicago to Haitian immigrants and a lifelong resident of the Hyde Park-Kenwood area, Raoul was named one of Chicago-Kent's 125 alumni of distinction during the law school's 125th anniversary celebration in 2013. In 2012, he was honored by Illinois Tech's African American Alumni Association, and in 2015, he was awarded the Ralph Brill Award by the Chicago-Kent Student Bar Association. Please join me in welcoming Attorney General Raoul.
Good afternoon. To Dean Krug, Board of Advisors, distinguished faculty, staff, continuing students, alumni, proud family and friends, and most importantly, to the graduates of the class of 2021, thank you for allowing me to be part of your special day. As I considered what to say to you on this occasion, I remembered being in your position some 28 years ago, graduating from the same institution as you. And when I recall that day, I know that events that occurred during your time in law school will shape your careers afterwards, as they did for me. For me, it was the beating of Rodney King, one of the first of so many instances of abuse of an African American person by law enforcement to be caught on camera and circulated around the country and the world for that matter. It was also the confirmation hearings of Justice Clarence Thomas and the questions it raised about whether we believe women in general and black women in particular. These events and others caused me to reconsider my own plans and the role of lawyers as advocates. When I came into law school, I thought I'd use my training to undertake a career in sports and entertainment law. I haven't practiced a day of it. Instead, I embarked upon a completely nonlinear journey that no career services advisor would recommend, certainly not if one wanted to become Attorney General. I went from being a local prosecutor to a small boutique storefront general practice to an in-house position at a major community college system to serving in the legislature while being a partner at 2 different national firms based in the Midwest. Along the way, I prosecuted and defended criminal cases, handled both criminal and civil appellate matters, represented both parents and children in child welfare cases, represented petitioners and respondents in workers' comp cases, represented plaintiffs and defendants in personal injury cases, and represented employees and employers in discrimination cases. And I also represented higher education institutions and healthcare systems. It all started in the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. As a result of the Chicago-Kent Career Planning Office putting the office on my interview schedule, notwithstanding my lack of interest at the time. I initially took the interview sort of as a mock interview, but by the end of the interview season, I needed the job. I took it. I served in criminal appeals, workers' compensation, in traffic court, and on both the delinquency side and the child protection side of juvenile court. That juvenile court assignment wasn't considered the most prestigious placement assignment in the office by a long shot. But I learned more during my tenure in juvenile court, an unwanted assignment in an office where I wasn't seeking to work, than I have during many other places where I've served during my career. Even the places you don't want to go may prove beneficial stops along the way. For example, here are 3 lessons I learned from juvenile court. First, those who experience trauma as a result of violence are more likely to become perpetrators of the same. When I would do background checks in juvenile court on juveniles coming in on the delinquency side, often I would find that we had seen them before, not as minor respondents having committed crimes, but on the child protection side as victims of abuse or neglect, often in their own home. As a result, I learned that the treatment of trauma is inextricably linked to the prevention of violence. When I became a legislator, I recall that lesson, and I sponsored legislation funding trauma recovery centers in communities throughout the state. Now, as Attorney General, I have reorganized and retrained my Victim Services Bureau to offer assistance and compensation to survivors of community violence in addition to domestic violence and sexual assault. This was done to broaden access to the kinds of services that enable people to recover effectively from the trauma they have experienced instead of becoming caught in a cycle of retribution and further violence. Second lesson, I became aware of important patterns in the ways in which people, especially African American men, interact with the justice system. I watched as defendants, minor respondents, pled to crimes they might not have committed. I saw the hopelessness and the firm belief that they would not get a fair shake from law enforcement or the courts. That understanding helped inform the urgency of my criminal justice reform efforts in the state Senate and in my current office. And the third and final lesson, I learned firsthand about about the mental health crisis in our state and the need for additional resources. I once represented a woman with manic depressive disorder. Prior to that, I had not been introduced to mental health issues in the law or in my personal life for that matter. And I was given a valuable education by my client's psychiatrist. I learned that mental illness can be treated and that people with mental illness can thrive when we destigmatize their conditions and needs. And so as I continued my nonlinear path through the legal world, to small firms and large ones, through employment law and health law, from operating a volunteer clinic to helping make laws in the Illinois Senate, I gathered lessons that enhanced my ability to use the skills and perspectives I was given in law school to do what I love and to make an impact through my advocacy. You have completed law school during a pandemic that has highlighted health disparities and the unfair treatment of many low-wage workers we learned to appreciate as essential workers. And you have finished your education during a time shaped, as my legal education was, by the release of a video that has spurred millions to protest and has impacted everyone in some way, regardless of one's perspective. This is where your evolved, fine-tuned, critical thinking skills come in. You now have the expertise to interject yourselves into difficult discussions and differentiate the nuances that ultimately inform honest resolutions. On the heels of the verdict in the Derek Chauvin trial, many people found themselves looking for an easy answer to the question, has justice been served? And many have answered that question from a bad apple paradigm rather than a systems paradigm. A view that examines systems rather than just individuals sees that the system in which Derek Chauvin functioned was one that tolerated someone like him, someone who had a history of misconduct prior to the day he killed George Floyd. Justice is better served when we address these circumstances before someone dies. I encourage you to lend your voice to those difficult and fraught debates, focusing on systemic problems, not merely the individual bad acts that understandably spark outrage. Because we live within systems that have tolerated so much wrong for so long, great energy has motivated the demands for action and response. Sometimes this energy has been channeled into false dichotomies, such as saying that condemnations of violence and looting on the fringes of peaceful protests are distractions from the rightful focus on police brutality. Or alternatively, that black-on-black crime should be a higher priority than reining in the use of excessive force by law enforcement. We have the capacity to, and we gotta do both. These false dichotomies, these demands that we declare a position in exclusion of all others, have left us with no safe space to have honest, nuanced conversations among people with good faith differences of opinions. As difficult and uncomfortable as they can be, discussions that result in system-wide progress will need to parse what is a mistake and what's criminal or unconstitutional conduct. They will need to ask whether an incident may have been an example of appropriate policing with a tragic outcome. Law school has prepared you. It has prepared you to make these distinctions as it prepared me. And just as I had to ask myself what my role would be in bringing about change through advocacy, you will need to ask yourself the same. And your answers will be different from mine and different from each other's. Ultimately, I had the opportunity to intervene in criminal justice reform, law enforcement reform, the enforcement of workers' rights, and many other areas during my 14 years in the Senate and now as Attorney General. Still, I've only nibbled away at the problem. With every accomplishment, from abolishing the death penalty to setting standards for the use of body cameras to implementing statewide police decertification standards that will make it harder for departments to hire rogue officers, I've borne the weight of knowing it's not enough, and the work is never over. You don't have to follow my path or become Attorney General to play a role. No matter what your area of practice, maybe even sports and entertainment law, you will be presented with the opportunity, by virtue of your training and your profession, to be a leader in conversations that shape policy. Whatever you decide to do professionally with your law degree, I beg of you each, wherever you may fall on the philosophical or political continuum, to utilize your well-developed critical thinking skills to lift up public discourse from where it has been in the past few years. Our nation needs you all. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Attorney General Raoul. We so appreciate your joining us for our commencement. Now, it is with great pleasure that I present the 2021 graduating class of Chicago-Kent College of Law. We will introduce the individual graduates, beginning with the 2021 candidates for the Master of Laws, followed by the candidates for a Juris Doctor degree.
Asel Enerbakova.
Thank you, Chicago-Kent, for this opportunity and experience.
Nurlan Babayev. Shaniel Bekpozinova. Tinatin Beriashvili. Svetlina T. Bush. Magda Chadayeva. Quinn Fung. Iya Golotiani, Norman Guliaba, Gunal Ismail Bailey,
Congratulations everyone, and thanks to our professors.
Ijar Jafarova, Natasha Jankovic,
Thank you, all the people from Chicago-Kent College of Law.
Kedavan Deladze, Shabranka Jerkovic, Sophia Kripliuk, Veroniki Leka, Lindita Lika, Maya Malinovska Polk.
Thank you to Kent University for the opportunity to advance my study and achieve my goal. Thank you to everyone for the support. I made it.
Maya Messi, Shota Bindeli, Maria Neskoska, Daniyar Yazgulov, Bakhtiar Berzea, Hata Salia, Georgi Shavliashvili, Georgi Stepanov, Soren Stojanovsky, Samira Tagieva, Dan Toimatov.
Whatever happens, stay on the bright side of truth and justice.
Elul Toksaz. Anna Maria Tonikidu. Mengli Tu. Tegsman Estahardi. Arisilda Sima Maka. Brian Robert Mills. Altine Taiseva. That concludes the presentation of the candidates for the Master of Laws degree. Congratulations, graduates. I now present the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree. Sarah Albert. Huda S. Al-Kisaifi. Andres Alva Cardenas. Zuriel Amster. Rebecca Lynn Andruzzi. Nicholas A. Appleby. Jessica Aaron Sevilla. Claiborne E. Arnold. Nicholas Attia. Danielle Austriaco. Claire K. Axelby. Tule Ba. Adam Beckler. Joseph D. Barella. Ruben Bautista. Jory Berg. Jonathan Bertiki. Hannah R. Bertani. Bethany M. Bichanowski. Dia Barbarousse Beggs. Zebulon Black. Edward I. Rosades, Jr. Brianna Lynn Brill. Ethan C. Brogan. Rachel Anna Bryan. Samantha Karen Buddig. Thomas Budnick. Melissa Bolstein. Brandon Campolo. Joel Carrillo.
Thank you to my partner Darren for being my rock on this journey. I love you, babe. Special shout out to my parents who inspired and supported me to never give up on my dreams. I love you guys so much.
Catherine N. Chatterton. Woojun Allen Chop. Jason Clark. Shona Clark. Alexander Kokenig. Shannon Conder. Natasha Sophia Crespo. Bridget M. Custis, Megan Darris, Dylan Deitch, Justin A. Delbrook, Adrian Delgado, Hayden Lionheart Dinges, Joanne Dominguez, Stephanie M. Dorning, Emin Durnavchuk, Aries R. Druckenbrod, Gabriel Martin Drury, Jack Edmund Duffley.
Many thanks to my family and friends for all the support you've given me throughout my entire academic career, but a special thank you to my wife, Emily Ann, for supporting me through these last 3 years of law school.
Megan Riley Escobosa. Casey Ewald. Ashley R. Fakori. Chanel S. Fakori, John K. Fee, Adrian Setsuko Finucane, Micah Fishman, Grayson Fitzgerald, Allison M. Fornato, Cameron J. Foster, Shantia D. Fox, Carter Ryan Frambies, Pauline James Gaffney, Charlie Gantleman, Melissa E. Garcia Blanco,
Muchas gracias a mi mami, a mi papi y a mi hermana por su apoyo incondicional. Sin ustedes no lo hubiera logrado. Los quiero mucho.
Sandra Ann Gavazzi. Navseen Ghaznavi. Ryan Giacchetti. Mary Josephine Goers. Matthew D. Gonzalez. Rachel Evelyn Gray. Ross Greenspan. Mauricio Guevara. Nicholas Hahn. Rita Heather. Brian Michael Hagen. Andrew Hale. Carl Hansen. Anthony Howe. Francesca A. Harris. Emily I. Hartney. Jason Charles Heck. James O. Heracles. Joseph Edward Heddle. Suzanne M. Haywood. Stephanie Marie Hikiana. Rowan Ishmael. Natalie Simone Holman.
Thank you to my friends and family for all your love and support during this arduous journey. And to all of the beautiful Black women graduating alongside of me, remember that we may be few, but we are mighty.
Benjamin D. Jackson. Sakshi Jane Tata. Tiffany Janelle Otenga. Douglas C. Johnson. Olivia Courtney Jones. Kyle J. Joss. Michael Joubert. Yan Jun Jung.
Hi, I'm really happy to finish my JD degree at Chicago Camp, but this is an end to start a new beginning, right?
Gabriel J. Kahn. Daniel Kafori. Abbas A. Khan. Serena Kennelcar. David Kita, Yildiz Kolo, Leia Kaptunyenko, Nicole Lore Cry, Uriel Kurtz, Sarah G. LaPearl, Kevin Labarge, Zoe B. Lanier, Matthew Lee, Elizabeth Marie Lehman. Valerie A. Letka. Jacob Levin. Nicholas Lira Bio. Louis Liu. Michelle Lacasio. Nicholas Lurie Maroney. Peter T. Manikowski. Demetria Manoni Behash. Laura Elizabeth Marcos. Chris Martin. Julia Martin. Tony Allison Martin. Roberto Martinez. Sahil Arya. Dovey White Mascari. Kirsten R. Mathers. Alex M. Matthews. Lindsay P. McCanny. Amanda McCarthy. Micah Nicole McClendon. Evan M. McLaughlin. Deborah P. Medina.
Gracias a mi familia por todos los sacrificios, los quiero mucho. Bella, mommy loves you so much. You were always my motivation. Eddie, thank you for supporting my dreams. I love you.
Robert Philip Megle.
Hey, I just want to take this moment to express my gratitude and thank everyone who supported me and helped me get here. Thank you so much. We did it.
Amanda Ann Mayer. Giovanni J. Mendoza. Kristen M. Merritt. Ann C. Miller. Travis Nichol. Fardeen S. Moinadine. Shelby T. Morales. Jan Moraru. Avery Cole Morrell. Artur Tadeusz Moskawa. Iwan Radu Bodowarta. Brennan J. Muller. Jennifer Knapp. Kimberly V. Napoleon. Bridget Eileen Naughton. Grejoni. Kelsey Taylor Nearing. Roy Nelson. Andrew T. Nishioka.
We finally did it. Evening class of 2017. Special thanks at 90 hours a week. I can't believe it. Gabe, all the support. Henry, love you.
James O'Brien.
All my family and friends for the love and support. I wouldn't be able to do this without you, so thank you for everything. I love you. And to the class of 2021, congratulations, we did it.
David O'Connor. Martin Wolf O'Connor.
I want to thank all my family for all the love and support you've shown these last 3 years, and especially my beautiful wife Annie. This is not my degree, this is our degree.
Robert Dean Oldham III. Kentia D. Orange. Katrina O'Regan. Dmitry Ostrovsky. Sandra Paulson. Monica V. Peckus. Ryan Perry. Luke R. Piercy. Monica Marie Platt. Courtney Marie Prado. Sandeep Prakardin. Riley W. Prince. Ivona Pishonak Garcia. Ting Ting Key.
Thanks to Mom and Dad for your always love and support. Special thanks to my husband and daughter. I couldn't have gone this far without you. Love you.
Anu Rao. Joseph Manuel Reyna. Kristen M. Riffner. Alexandra L. Rogers. Heather Ann Rolls. Isabella A. Romano. Robin Ruprecht. Piotza Sally. Nikita Marie San Miguel. Anna Magdalena Sarwa. Jacqueline Schmidt. Christian A. Schneider. Martin Schreiber Stainthorpe. Terrence L. Scotton. Izuri Segovia Sanchez.
A mi familia y a mis amigos, muchas gracias por su apoyo. Lo hicimos. Congrats, graduates. We did it.
Nick J. Solbaggio. Jack Shahid. Ryan J. Shamer. Joey Sherling. Herbie B. Schrammett.
Congrats, everybody. We did it.
Brett William Seibel. Noah Siddiqui. Caitlin Sinclair. Stephen A. Skiniotis. Vasilios I. Skoulos. Ryan Slovis. Allison Smith. Michael Smith. Nicholas A. Smith. William Spears. Tyler Alexis Sprague. Brian M. Swift. Alyssa Nicole Tenenbaum. Stephen Tesler. Shelby R. Thorderson. Eric Torgler. Mary Claire Toohey. Christina Trujillo. Yuhin Jeffrey Tsai. Christopher J. Tananga. Sophia Valdivia. Preston Van Meegen. Trevor Van Tubergen. Janet Vasquez. Monica M. Viscond. Benjamin M. Badaba. Victoria A. Walsh. Kenneth J. Walther. Sarah J. Ware. John Perry Warren. Teddy Weigel.
A huge congratulations to the class of 2021. We did it!
Megan Elizabeth Williams. Sebastian Wright Garcia. Paloma Yanez. Blaine J. Zern. That concludes the presentation of the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree. Congratulations, graduates.
We are very happy to have Illinois Tech President Alan Cram for the conferral of the degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Illinois Institute of Technology, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Laws or Juris Doctor and admit you to all its rights, privileges, and obligations. Congratulations to the class of 2021.
Thank you, President Cram. To the class of 2021, know that it has been my honor to bask in your successes, and I look forward to watching your careers flourish. This concludes the 2021 Chicago-Kent College of Law Commencement. Congratulations again, class of 2021.